Hullbreaker Isle.
An island off the coast of Vilbrand, constantly shrouded in mist and surrounded by jagged rocks and reefs that give it its ominous name. It was once the home of the pirate king Mistbeard. For over 2 decades the island has sat abandoned, no one daring to navigate its treacherous waters, until the 7th Umbral Calamity and the massive shift in ether it caused altered the weather patterns just enough that, in the right conditions, the mist surrounding Hullbreaker Isle would lift. And on one of these rare occasions, a merchant ship happened to pass by and see in all her glory the Pirate King's flagship, the Har, fully intact and docked at the isle. The news of this discovery led to many a treasure hunter hoping to navigate the waters and plunder the treasures of the Pirate King. Thus did the Grand Storm Marshal, Einzar Slafferson, commission the Warrior of Light to infiltrate the island and retrieve Mistbeard's personal treasure coffer.
Hi, I'm Tyler, Final Fantasy XIV player and amateur bartender, and I've made it my mission to craft a cocktail for every dungeon in the game. And today, we're doing Hullbreaker Isle. Welcome to a Cocktail Reborn. Let's get started.
What is it about the Limsa Laminsa dungeons that appeals to me? It can't just be the pirates, as Wanderer's Palace and Brayflock's Longstop are both devoid of privateers. And it can't be a nautical thing, because again, Brayflock's is in the middle of the jungle, and Wanderer's Palace is, well, a palace. After some quiet contemplation, I've come to the conclusion that the Limsa dungeons just feel a bit more adventurous and less overall threatening. I'm not cleaning up some mess from the syndicates. I'm not intervening on behalf of the elementals. I'm defending a goblin's home, or freeing trafficked women, or even climbing a lighthouse to beat off a busty siren.
You heard me!
All this to say there's a fair amount more whimsy in Vilbrand than in the rest of Eorzea, and Hullbreaker is chock-a-block with it. A giant Sasquatch that throws his poop at you, a whirlpool-generating worm, a kraken. Kraken! And of course, I would be remiss if I neglected to mention the bear traps.
Traps all day and traps all night. Traps can snap and rip and bite. Put a bear trap here, put a bear trap there. Traps can go most everywhere.
Bear traps and Sasquatch scat aside, this is the abandoned hideout of the most notorious pirate captain in all of Vilbrand. So for inspiration, I went with a tiki drink, specifically a drink called Captain's Grog. While there are several different recipes for a Captain's Grog, Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic both had their own recipes. There are a few common ingredients, such as multiple fruit juices and multiple rums. And there's enough inspiration throughout the dungeon that I can make a King's Grog, worthy of Mistbeard himself. Let's craft. So obviously, since this is a pirate-themed dungeon, we're going back to rum, and because this is also tiki-inspired, we're doing multiple rums. One nice thing about rum being such a diverse category of spirit means that you can have multiple rums from different regions that all maintain their flavor and presence in the drink individually while melding perfectly. So for this drink, we'll be doing a triple base. For the general pirate vibes of the place, I wanted to go the nice aged rum that has some Jamaican funk on it, but not enough to overpower everything else. So for that, I'm going with Appleton Estate Signature. If you have Appleton Estate 12 year, it would go even better, but I can't get that right now, so I'm going with Signature. I wanted something more distinct to represent Mistbeard, and for that I chose to go with a 151 Demerara, specifically Lemonheart, but most Demerara overproofs will do. Lastly, you know I had to do this. You cannot have a Kraken as the final boss of a dungeon without using Kraken spiced rum, which really doesn't taste all that spiced. If anything, it's more vanilla than spice, but whatever. For everyone's favorite poo-flinging primate, I'll be using a banana liqueur. All I can get in my state is 99 bananas, so I made my own. It tastes like an overripe banana, and it's perfect for this application. Giffards would be a nice substitution, if you can get it. For the infamous bear traps, I wanted something that would surprise you. Something that would show up about mid-sip and make you go, "Oh shit, I forgot that was there." And for that, I opted for allspice dram. Again, something I had to make because I can't get it in Utah without buying a case. Stay classy, Department of Alcoholic Beverage Services. At this point, I realized I needed something to increase the sweetness, and didn't want to just use simple syrup. True, simple syrup can add a lot of body to a drink, but I wanted a specific body, Orgeat. Basically an almond syrup that is used in a lot of tiki drinks, and it is one that I am a big fan of. For the seemingly generic worm that has some very fun mechanics, specifically the one where you have to hide in a bubble to avoid the whirlpool, I wanted something carbonated. Now, the original Captain's Grog used just carbonated water, and I thought I could do more than that. So I thought I would combine the tropical nature of the island with the carbonation and use guava soda. Specifically, I'm using Bundaberg, but Jalisco has a nice one as well. You could also just use guava nectar and carbonated water if guava soda isn't really available in your area. Finally, for acid balance, lime juice. This is tiki, so I'm going to be using my drink mixer, but this can also be shaken with pebble or crushed ice. Start by adding half an ounce of lime juice to your mixer tin. Then we'll add 1.5 ounces of the guava soda, half an ounce of Orgeat, half an ounce of allspice dram, half an ounce of the banana liqueur, then 3/4 of an ounce each of Kraken, lightly aged Jamaican, and our 151 Demerara. Add pebble ice, about 10 ounces, and flash blend for 5 to 6 seconds. Open pour into either a tiki mug or, in my case, a large snifter. Though a hurricane glass would work here as well. Top up with enough ice to bring it up to a good wash line if needs be. And for garnish, I'm going to take a page out of the Mai Tai and create a little island to represent the island itself. Get a decent amount of mint, give it a slap to release the oils into the air, and tuck that into the edge of the drink. Next, take your spent half lime shell and float it on top next to the mint, to give the impression of a tropical island brimming with foliage. And here we have Hullbreaker Isle. Let's give it a taste.
You mean to skip ahead to a world where you can watch the rest of the video? Hear me then. Not as a viewer, but as simply you. As I learned from my YouTube analytics, you are a formidable foe. Stronger than any I have faced. Against you, I need bring my content to bear. I need burn the candle of my mixology. This is the sole pleasure I know, and it is the sole pleasure I have to share. And so I come before you to issue a Patreon and offer singular bliss. If you wish to skip ahead, I will not stop you. You value content. You do not burn your time, save for that you deem worthy. Early access and exclusive videos, the content of a patron true. But there is more to you than that. You know this to be true. Just as you know the thrill of pushing your bar and budget to their limits, of confronting ever mightier bottles, dancing ever closer to the precipice, wondering if this will be the one to finally fill the void. Such spirits you seek for their own sake and no other reason. Is this not so, patron? Sign up for as little as $5 a month for exclusive content, everyone. Link in the description. Cheers. I love a rum drink. This is pretty standard tiki. Just in terms of you got a lot of ingredients that all work really well together to make one nice flavor, as opposed to modern mixology, where everything you try to get the individual flavors showing up to the party. But I mean, you still get some of that here. You definitely taste the Lemonheart and the Kraken. You get the funk from the Appleton estate. And the allspice and the banana liqueur really come through. Orgeat's not really super present, but Orgeat is always a supporting player. It's more just there to add body and a certain amount of, I don't know, creaminess to the flavor, if that makes any sense. And of course, you got the guava in there as well. Overall, I really like this one. This is probably one I'm going to add to my regulars.
Well, you must admit that it's a real man's trade. We'll admit that it's a real man's trade. Well, you must admit that it's a real man's trade. We'll admit that it's a real man's trade.
And that is Hullbreaker Isle. Leave a comment below if you decide to make this drink. I've made this to my personal tastes, so your mileage may vary. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked the video, and check out the Patreon. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month. And stay tuned for the next one, which will be Tam Tara Deepcroft Hard. And until then, hear, feel, drink. Cheers. Thanks for watching. If you want to help the channel, please leave a like and a comment so I can receive the blessings of the sacred algorithm. I'd also like to thank my patrons who are on the screen right now. And a big thank you to my Alliance tier patrons, KLG Chaos, Mal the Pal, and Shy. See you next time.
Kraken, Kraken, Kraken!